Hey guys, this is Rico and I am back. I am playing Destiny and I am happy to say that my woes and previous connectivity issues are past and far behind me and hopefully never to return again. For those of you who missed my previous video, I will input it here so that you can see my previous review and my first impressions of the game, and so you'll hear the description and problems that I was having trying to get this game to work. But I have resolved it, and I will pick up after that video to let you know what I did and how that goes. So here we go. Hey, this is Rico with a review of Destiny for the Xbox One. In short, the game looks great and it plays well, but only when it works. But I'll get into that later. Typical first-person shooter, so if you've played Halo, you know what to expect here. More of the lovely familiar. But every now and again they'll throw a curve at you. For instance, I was playing this playing in this cave for 20 minutes, working my way down to this magic sword. And the moment I touched it, it switched to a third-person view, and then I had to start slicing and dicing everybody. A nice, change of pace. But oh look, I'm in third person, and it's Horde mode. Oh, it's Gears of War. I guess I'm not supposed to draw that parallel, but there it is. But yeah, you just slice and dice, and once everybody's dead, you switch back to first person view. Let me know if this is confusing.
The sword is gone. They say that was one of the most powerful weapons the Hive ever wielded against us. The Cryptarchs won't believe this.
Okay, who are the Cryptarchs, and why wouldn't they believe this? Magic sword appeared and then disappeared. Everything about this game is weird. I mean, I just came back from the dead, but apparently that's normal. Oh god, a wizard! I better take him down. Die, kill his friend too. Die. Okay. I was almost dead myself, so I was, if I didn't get them, I was done for. But, oh my god, where's this giant orange thing come from? Kill, die. Throw a grenade at it. Oh, that didn't do a thing. Let me use my super move. Okay, that helped. Whew. That was close. I guess I'm all set. Oh my god, what's that giant blue thing over there? Blue-green thing that's invincible right now. But yeah, the whole game is like this. You get to an area, you work your way down to something, and then you have to deploy your ghost to decrypt something or to look something up, and then while he's doing that, you have to defend him. You have to run around. So you're in Horde mode. Again, the minions come up in greater numbers, and you can take them down pretty easily, but there's also a boss, a giant blue thing back there. How am I supposed to take that thing down? And it's a battle of attrition. You just have to keep firing and firing until it eventually comes down. And it is fun, I'll give them that, but it's a bit repetitive. But the real problem with this game, aside from the repetition, aside from the story being very light, you not knowing what the real mythos is that's going on here, the main problem for me is the connectivity. I bought this game, and I ended up returning it because it kept booting me out. Now, if the connection was my fault, maybe I got a faulty router, or I'm trying to use Wi-Fi instead of a wired connection, then that's on me. But you need to understand, my connection is fine. All my other games work fine. And it's with this game where even if you're playing what feels like a solo offline mission, you're still online. And if you lose that connection for any reason, it's going to boot you back out to the level select screen. And so you could be 20 minutes into a mission and then a small hiccup happens and then boom, you've been kicked out. You got to start all over again, and that's frustrating, especially when it's not even your fault. I did troubleshoot this to death. I did all the troubleshooters from Microsoft, I did all the troubleshooters from Bungie, and none of them worked. The connection issue still presented itself. I reinstalled this game 4 times trying to fix that error, and still nothing. And at the end of one of the troubleshooters at Bungie, it says, yeah, this type of error is really our bad, or it could be our bad, and we're working on it. We're working on it around the clock, and we're going to put out a patch to fix it. And when I heard that they were finally putting out an update to fix it, I was pleased and surprised, and then disappointed when the patch didn't fix it. I reinstalled the game again, and still nothing. I kept getting booted out to the level select screen. So
It's weakened. Destroy it.
So I ended up, I said, look, this game is broken, I'm going to return it. So thankfully the folks at Microsoft did take my word for it on all the troubleshooters. I was afraid that they were going to make me troubleshoot again live over the phone, and given how long it takes these games to reinstall, I wasn't looking forward to it. But thankfully, they took my word for it, gave me a refund, and I'm all set. So I can't play the game anymore. Not that I could anyway. I made it as far as level 10, frustrated as I was, and then I decided I can't do this anymore. I was frustrated enough. So I did get a refund. I will buy the game again if they fix the issues. Then certainly, definitely give it a try. But yeah, if you run into this connectivity issue, make sure you rent it before you buy it, because if you get stuck with the purchase, it's not on me. And we are back to the present. We are on Mars, and we're going to be fighting the Cabal in a minute, but that's not what's important right now. So, how do you fix the connectivity issue? It's very simple. It's not going to be available for all of you. That's the part that sucks. So here it is. If you can get to your router, if you can log into it, and you can find this option, and you can turn this option off, go ahead and find Block IP Flood Detection and turn that feature off. And that will fix the connectivity issue. Now, I'm not sure why it is that Destiny and only Destiny has this conflict with IP flood detection, and that's what's kicking you out of the game every single time. I don't know. It makes no sense, and it's ridiculous. And it's a security feature. You'd think you don't want to turn that off, but this is one of those that you could probably do without. If you have, a few number of computers in your house, I'd say less than 20, then you probably don't need this feature. If you don't have someone on your network who is a professional hacker who's out there, performing all kinds of denial of service attacks, then yeah, you don't need that option on necessarily. But unfortunately, if you are on a college campus and you can't get to the router, then this isn't an option for you. If you're at work or some sort of large network and you can't get to the router and you can't turn that feature off, you're stuck. If you've got maybe a cheap router that has the option but doesn't let you turn it off, doesn't give you that type of access, then you're stuck. So that's it. It's that simple, and it's that ridiculous. But I'm a happy camper. I've gone in, I've turned it off. I've been playing with. I've got disconnected once, but I think it was unrelated. I think my router actually lost power, and that's how I got disconnected. So yeah, it works for me. It can work for you. Just be wary that it is a security feature, and that you will probably not need it, but it's not entirely recommended that you turn that off. What I do recommend, though, is go ahead and get the trial version of the game before you buy it. If this option, God forbid, doesn't work for you, I don't want to be, on the hook for you putting down, hard-earned cash for a game that's broken. So, there is a trial that's available. It is limited. You can only do missions on Earth. And there will be a nag message that comes up every 10 minutes to warn you and say, oh, you're still playing the trial version. Do you want to keep playing the trial, or do you want to buy the game? You can ignore it. You can keep ignoring. Now, as far as I know, there is no limit to how many times you can keep ignoring or dismissing that message, but it does pop up often enough to be annoying, and it does take several seconds to dismiss. And if you are under fire, it doesn't pause the game, so you might end up dying or losing a lot of your health, and so you're going to have to start running the moment you dismiss the message and get back into the game. But other than that, it does let you try out the game to your satisfaction to make sure that, one, you like the game, and two, that there are no connectivity issues. And so that was a smart move, and it makes sense, and so that's what I recommend. Turn off IP flood detection if it's safe for you to do so. If you've got a small network and you can do it, go ahead and do it. Download the trial, make sure that it works for you. If it does, go ahead and buy the game. I am rating this game a 4 out of 5. I do like the scoring system that was set up by XPlay. 1 through 5 is really all the score that you need. So 4 out of 5, it means that it's a nearly the game has a few flaws. I was going to say nearly perfect, but that's really a 5. The game has a few flaws, but ultimately, if it is your bag, if this is your type of game, you're going to love it, you're going to enjoy it. There's a lot to love here. Excuse me. If it's not your thing, if you're not a big first-person shooter person, then you may or may not like it. I do recommend that you try it, give it a shot. There are a lot of things that they do differently here, and and most of them I like. I mean, they make a lot of large maps, which they reuse. And so ultimately there's what? Earth, the Moon, Mars, and Venus. 4 huge maps. And they have these adventures that... So it's almost like a sandbox game in a way, that you hop from planet to planet or from place to place during the story to advance. And some of the environments are reused, both in the story and also during what they call strikes, which is like a boss battle, or when you go on patrol, when it's you go to an open map and there are other people there and you can join them if you'd like, or you could just pick up random missions. So there's a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of replay value, but there's a lot of variety, and there's a lot of different things that that you can choose to do. And the way that it reuses the same maps makes it so that you kind of get to know the terrain and, you know, make this place your own. So it is a world that you can explore, that it's huge, but it's also one that you can learn and get used to and love. So yeah, there's a lot of things here that I like. But what I don't like is the story itself. It is light. It's barely there. This here is the final boss. Spoilers. And it was these 3 statues that slowly turned into these things that I have to take down. And of course, I'm in the Black Garden because, sure, that's where you want to put your bad guys, I guess. That's not racist at all. Anyway, so you defeat this this monster. You enter the Black Garden. You defeat all these creatures, the Vex, this alien race of robots, and then light returns to the traveler. What does that mean? I don't know. It's never explained. And where do you go from here? What's next to be done? Does the traveler start talking? They never say, and they leave it ambiguous so that you don't even know what's going on. It's like the end of Mass Effect 3. You finish the game, but they tell you to have more adventures anyway. Why? My character's dead. But like I said, ultimately this is the pros outweigh the cons. I do recommend this game. You do owe it to yourself to try it, I think. I am giving it a 4 out of 5, and here is the conclusion of the battle.
We're back on Mars. The shroud of darkness is lifting, and light returns to the traveler. The speaker is calling us home.
What does the speaker have to say? Absolutely nothing. Well, he does say some stuff, but all of it is meaningless.